Hello and welcome to this edition of TMA's Farm Margin Talk. This is Devin Schierling, Grain Marketing Manager for TMA. So as we look at our farm margin index for November the 28th, 2012, when we focus on the 2013 crop, you'll see that wheat has been a climber. We're up in that $100 an acre range for dry land, which historically is an extremely profitable level, with irrigated trading in that 130 to 150 range, depending upon what your irrigation expenses and the type of wells that you have. But the other thing on the 13 crops to notice is we continue to see that gap between corn and soybean profitability on both dry land and irrigated ground widen quite a bit. When you look out to the 14 area, you'll see that profitability still remains at historical high spots, so it needs to be a focus for you on how you want to manage your farm's deferred risk, and we'll talk a little bit more about that for 2014 wheat at the end of this presentation. So this is the profit margin index as of 11/9/12, and you'll notice that $381 an acre for corn, $144 for dryland corn, and if we fast forward that to today, you'll see that we've seen a slight increase on corn, we've seen a small decrease on beans, and then wheat continues to ratchet up just a little bit. Just to give you an idea that with all the volatility that we've been experiencing, what's actually going on when it relates to your farm's profitability. So now we're going to focus on 2013 wheat. And for those of you who aren't familiar with TMA's profit matrix, it focuses on three things. Number one, understanding what your expenses are. These can be customized to meet your farm. Secondly, how can we provide a foundation of revenue for your operation through your federal crop insurance decision? And lastly, how do we use grain marketing and different risk management contracts to maximize your revenue potential on your farm? So if you look at this situation where a farmer bought an 80% policy and he didn't do any grain marketing, he can safely market 36 bushels an acre. And so what the red line highlights here is what happens in that worst situation of low yield and low price, and how can we protect ourselves from that situation. And as you can see, green is good and yellow is bad. So if we just take that next step and we maximize our revenue potential with a grain marketing decision, and we say that we're going to go ahead and market 10 bushels an acre. Now, why 10 bushels an acre? Well, at an $8.66 cash price for your grain and $82 of expense for your crop nutrients, that way you're effectively hedging and managing that risk. So it's going to take you just a little bit less than 10 bushels an acre to do that. You can see that by making that decision, you've been able to dramatically decrease your overall farm's exposure in that low yield, low price scenario. Now, taking that next step forward and say, well, Devin, every time I have good opportunity in the 2013 year, shouldn't I be looking at making incremental decisions out to the 2014 crop year? So for producers who are nervous about putting that stake in the ground today, in case the market would go exponentially higher, they could use a wonderful opportunity called a Min-Max Plus with TMA. And how that works is you're guaranteed $8, an $8 Kansas City July 14 minimum futures level and a maximum futures level of 925. So, and this is an averaging based contract. So every day the market closes above $8, like it is here, it would use that price in the average. If the market dips down below the $8 range, $8 will be used in the average. And if it would go above 925, the highest number it would use in the average is 925. So what it does is it gives you a good average price between 1128 of 12 and 515 of 14. So you're selling a small number of bushels every day, but what this does is it gives you the security of knowing that if the market goes exponentially higher, you will be protected. So what's causing the market to move right now? Weather concerns throughout the world, whether that be quality concerns coming out of Argentina on their wheat or just the overall dryness here in the U.S. What's happening with world export demand and how a couple different players are moving around based upon the overall world values of commodities. And then lastly, logistics. How is the Mississippi River going to impact not only the crop nutrient moves, but the rest of the grain marketing moves throughout the United States? So with that being said, to customize this farm margin talk to your operation, feel free to contact one of TMA's grain marketing or crop insurance specialists. Thank you and have a great day.